Today, Blizzard has released their buggiest game to date if beta testers are to be believed, and guess what? They aren't. This is CheckPoint.
Welcome to CheckPoint.
The video game news show where the hosts change each week and the points don't matter.
It's true, we checked. Gloating isn't really a good look on anyone, but let's be honest here, I'm not above taking one last gleeful stomp on the grave of the Ouya, an ill-fated early 2010s bespoke indie console whose noble goal of reinventing the entire video game industry was dashed by its terrible library of previously released Android games, a total and utter lack of a business plan, and of course, hostile press coverage. Anyway, the last whispers of Ouya's ghost will finally fade away next month as Razer announced it's going to be shutting down Ouya's online services after June 25th. After that, Ouya's with downloaded games might still work if you talk to the game developer yourself. Thus, it seems rather ironic that I now introduce you to the Playdate, a late 2010s bespoke indie console with a kicky color scheme and a crank. Unlike the Ouya, though, the Playdate doesn't aim to be a mass-market game-changer. It exists because its creators wanted it to. The Playdate is more like a high-end synthesizer, an expensive toy designed to function elegantly and be extremely cool, but without any aspirations for mass popularity. It's even designed by Teenage Engineering, a Swedish company that makes high-end synthesizers. The Playdate has 12 secret games, a black and white screen that cost more to make than a color screen, and its business model appears to be, this will look very cool in your Instagram posts, which is honestly more than Ouya had, so good luck, friends!
World of Warcraft Classic is currently in beta, and players have been filing bug reports in earnest. And Blizzard is opting to not fix a great deal of them for a simple reason: their features. This isn't the passive-aggressive feature not bug treatment a lot of developers give to avoid doing any real work. Blizzard promised the fans, who were endlessly moaning about how original vanilla WoW was so much better before Blizzard ruined it by tidying it up, that WoW Classic would be a proper recreation of said original game. And boy oh boy, you can just hear the monkey's paw fingers snapping shut. In order to explain why everyone should watch what they wish for, Blizzard has helpfully released what they call the WoW Classic Not a Bug list, which lists features such as Tauren's hitboxes and their melee reach is slightly larger than other races, and completed quests are marked on the minimap with a dot and not a question mark. And my favorite, on Level Up, the message "Your skill and protection increased to 15" was added in 1.12.1, and we're intending to keep that. Blizzard is barely disguising a big shit-eating grin with this list, and I'm sure other developers are eyeing this project and considering dusting off some of their old work, calling it vanilla, selling it back to the public for a third time, and refusing to make any quality-of-life adjustments as a thumb in the eye to fans wearing rose-tinted glasses. Speaking of shit-eating grins, if you think nobody considered the possibility that WoW Classic would actually suck compared to a game that had another dozen years of development, I'd like to direct you to a documentary on the subject entitled The Classic Game, Crapshot Episode 527.
Remember a month ago when there was a terrible fire at Notre Dame Cathedral and Ubisoft gave Assassin's Creed Unity away for free on Steam since it now contained the world's most detailed rendering of the undamaged cathedral? Anyway, Ubisoft got lots of good karma for that, and more importantly, Unity got lots and lots of good reviews on Steam because of all this. But you see, Steam had also just said that they were not going to allow off-topic review bombing of games, which are masses of reviews that come in quickly, for reasons that aren't actually prompted by anything to do with the actual game itself. So a lot of people, me included, wondered if this wave of praise for good guy Ubisoft would be left up. Well, according to a new blog post from Valve, they've decided to leave all those good reviews alone, since lots of people who left them were actually playing Assassin's Creed Unity, and many mentioned that since the game had actually been improved since launch and it was better. So essentially what Valve has said is that a review bomb isn't really a review bomb if it's a good bomb and the people are playing a AAA game that they got for free that happens to contain an extremely detailed model of an important monument to human history. which just seems like it's inviting trouble. Now all a developer has to do to raise their review scores artificially is patch in a detailed rendering of a World Heritage Site, which UNESCO keeps a list of handy, by the way, arrange for it to have a bit of an accident in real life, then chip in a couple $100,000 for the restoration efforts, give the game away for free on Steam, and then watch the good karma come rolling in. And this system just seems ripe for exploitation.
The Belgian Gaming Commission has banned loot boxes in video games, as the Commission has considered them a game of chance and therefore gambling. And when I say has banned, I mean they made this decision in April 2018. This is clearly old news, so why bring it up now? It's been over a year and most publishers have already changed their game to not run afoul of the decision. Well, it's because Nintendo has just recently announced that by August 27th, anyone with a Belgian account will no longer be able to play two mobile games with loot box mechanics, Fire Emblem Heroes and Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. Weirdly, the Netherlands has already passed similar laws, yet those games will still be available for play there, so we really have no idea why any of this is happening. Is this a big deal? Well, it depends on how you look at it. Rather than change the game to not have loot boxes, Nintendo has just decided to pull the games completely, which could be a tacit admission that there is no actual gameplay in either of these games that doesn't completely rely on loot boxes. Since I play both games, I can tell you that's patently false. I haven't spent dime one on either, and while not especially deep, the games are still games. They have fun, playable, perfectly mobile bits within them. That being said, the gacha parts are my least favorite part of the game, and if Canada were to pass a similar law tomorrow, I suppose I'd be relieved to be barred from playing games where I'm constantly chasing orbs to spin the hero wheel or trying to catch 9,000 centimeters of fish in order to feed the beaver god. Jesus, this sounds stupid. Why am I even playing these? Must be addiction!
Chip is not a beaver god, Beige.
Kathleen, any animal that can eat a rope of trout as tall as a football field is either demon or divine, and I pray it's the latter.
My Animal Crossing pantheon only recognizes the twin gods of Isabelle and Digby, and I will have no other gods before them. Coming up, Nintendo is releasing Mario Kart Tour on iOS and Android so everyone can enjoy that sweet, sweet Mario Kart gameplay, but now with microtransactions, loot boxes, and an energy system. Wouldn't count on it coming to Belgium, though. Good job, Beige.
I like that we had a through line all the way to the end.
Yeah.
It felt very good.